Okay, what we should have done so far is you should have a basic world map, a key, and you should have written your own function to print out the map nicely, um, using things like global to access the map or passing it in as a variable, as a parameter. Um, Notice you need to have written your own code, and that's the first task, was to have those three pieces done. I'll run my program, show it running. It's completed the program, so I'll just put this into the bottom corner so I can see what I'm doing. And if I do print map, I've got a slightly different version of print map because of the way I want to make this run. Mine gives me coordinates as well, so I can actually see where things are in the map. What we're going to do in this lesson is we're actually going to investigate and find ways to access what's in a world map, and we're going to use a simple one. So I'm going to copy that one, paste it into the code, and if I do print world map now, I'll print map now. Let's try and print the world map. It's done a redefinition. So if I print out the map, there's my map. And now what we're going to do is, if you work your way through the worksheet, it takes you through how you can access individual parts of this map. So I want to be able to say, in this position, 4 across, 1 down, I get a letter E. Now remember, the reason we're doing that 4 across, 1 down, and not 5th letter in on the second line is because computers always count from 0. So first of all, let's try seeing what's in the world map. Now you can do it as prints. I'm just going to use the commands. I don't always want to be printing everything out. So world map, because I'm in the bottom shell, the command line or the interpreter, if I write something that doesn't actually do anything but calculates a value, Python will show it to me anyway. So I want to see what's in position number 2 on the list, and that will give me everything in that line number 2, the third line down. So I might want to go, what's in the line 3? Line 3, I get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So if I want this G is the 7th letter in, but in position 6. And the question is, how do you get so this square bracket says, get the third item from a list. Well, the third item from a list is a string. How do I get from strings the 7th item? Well, remember that strings are really internally a hidden form of list. So I can use the same code, square brackets, to access what is there in position number 6. Position 6, world map, and that gives me my lowercase g. If I want the capital C, I'm at world map line number 1. So the first value is 1, and the second one is at position 2, third letter in, capital C. So I'm going to now go through a little, let's just redraw the map, just so it's on screen for us. That's my world map. So now I'm going to go through and print, get it to do some other bits. Little note for you, this world map variable is because the way I wrote the function, I've written a function that would allow me to have multiple maps in the same game. So I keep passing around also this world map variable. Okay, so let's work on down. Next bit. So next bit is I need to see, right, how do the values x and y? So we're going to use coordinates, x going across, y coming down, not up, as you'd normally do in maths, just simply because of the way the list is organised and the way we normally write. So it's slightly confusing in terms of the coordinates, but we're using the letters. So think about it being positioned from the top left corner of the page. So I'm going to set the x value. If I want to try and get this j, it's in position, x value is 9, and the line y value equals 1. And then we've got to think carefully if I want to print out that character, world map, square bracket. Now I want the line first, which is the y coordinate. Then I want the x position. So this is supposed to be trying to give me this capital J. And when I press enter, I get my capital J out. So now we know what can go into these two grey little boxes. And we're now in a position where we can actually write a function called getLocation. So after the print map, I'm going to define a function getLocation, and it will take in two parameters, x, y. As normal, I should give a description. So get the object or thing from location x, y. Again, if I'm not passing around the map, I should refer to the global map, world map. And from here on, you're going to write your own program that will do return. Notice return. We don't want to be printing out this letter all the time because we need this character for a number of purposes. We need to be able to actually look up where something is inside the map, but it might be for displaying to the user, but it might be, let's get a description of that location. It might be what object is there, do I need certain things? Do I need a key to get through the door? Is this a door that needs a key? Those sorts of things. So we're not necessarily always showing this to the user. We just want it to come back out. So we're going to use a return. And the return, this version of the function, by the time you get to this point C, you should be able to write a command that will do the return. Okay, so once again, you've got to write your own code into this. And when you've run it, so if we go to here and press save and then run, I should now have access to my map. So first of all, let's print out the map again to see where we are. And then I should have a command, getLocation. And the getLocation takes two parameters, x and y. Don't worry about the current map being none. That's so I can actually use two versions of the function in the same program. So getLocation, let's see what's at location 5.1. 5 across, 1 and row 1 gives me my F. Let's try location 2, 3. And this will happily give me locations. Now, the follow-up exercise, the more advanced one, if you try these locations, some of them will give you errors. Like location 0, 0, that's fine, that's my 0. -1 though. So if I go get location bracket -1, 0, -1, 3. Now on my map that doesn't really make sense. -1 is trying to go to the left of here, and what it does is it wraps around and reads in line 3 the last character. If you remember this square bracket on a string, if you put negative numbers in, it counts from the end of the string, the trailing end of the string, not the start, the trailing end. The same thing happens in the y direction. If I say get location -1, -1, the -1 in the y direction says go to the last list element, this line 3. And the -1 in the x direction says go to the last letter. So again, this is going to give me my label J. That is probably a bit of a problem. We don't want these negative values. So the final improvement into your program is, before you try doing this return here, put some check in to make sure that your x and y coordinates are not negative. If it does, what you can do is you can turn the value none. So if you return the value none, we can detect that in the main program and decide what to do with it. So if we return a none there, we know there's a problem. Some people will throw back what's called an exception. The issue with exceptions is if an exception can be thrown, you have to write quite a lot of try code to prevent it from not going through. We did try and accept a while ago. Try to leave that for fairly serious problems. If you're outside of a map, we just say you're not in a location I know about, none, and hope the program deals with none nicely. The second problem we've got with this function is if I try a location that's at position number F, so that's character number 5, 3, 4, 5, yeah, character 5. But if I say I want the 4th row, I get an error, and I do get a try except error. Now, if you actually remember, I can find out how big is the world map. Len world map will tell me how many rows are there in my map. So this says there are 4 rows, but counting from 0, I cannot access a value bigger than 4 minus 1, 3. So I can use this to check if I've gone too far. If my y coordinate is beyond the world map, I can say don't send a message, so print out none. And top of that, if I try sending a value which is x, if I try sending the x value where it's too long for the string, so try a position, if I scroll back up and we look at the map, there's nothing to find out at position number 18. So if I try putting an x value in 18, I would get an error. So it's a valid y coordinate, but I'm outside of the area of the string. You might want to do each of those tests separately, each returning none. If you get the logic order wrong in your statements of comparing x's and y's, then you can actually get these errors still appearing even when you think you've protected your code. But that's the extension, is to protect the code.